Gemini, this is your July 2023 soul story. If you have a sun rising or your moon is in the sign, this is your reading for the month ahead. It's Romy here. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and taking the time to tune in. We're going to open up this month with the energy of the Eight of Pentacles. And there really is a question around what you are devoting your time, energy and attention to this month. It is a season of flux, which means that we have to explore and experiment and allow ourselves to evolve. You know, you came through your solar returns and now you're showing up and really trying to, have this opportunity to see what this new version of you feels like in the current pathways that you're navigating. And even though you're going to have this ability to catch the waves throughout the course of July, it's also showing me that you're not going to lose your focus, because there's a very clear goal that you're trying to move towards and to reach for. And it's actually something that's really intrinsically woven into your soul story, your soul's blueprint, and these rainbows are coming through with the auspicious blessings. So you may be saying to yourself, I am where I am, now what? But what you see isn't all there is. And so, as you allow yourself to kind of be moved by what you truly feel devoted to, and this whole experience of July, which is really opening up the heart space as we move through Cancer season, as we deal with the retrograde energies of Venus and Chiron, there's a tremendous capacity to really heal and to come full circle with so much. Listen, Gemini, if you have the courage to begin, then you have the courage to succeed, and you need to keep remembering yourself and, every day really honor what it took to get to this point. So even if it feels like you're a long way off from where you want to be, and even if it feels that through the course of July there are some setbacks or detours, the astrological climate is certainly one of slowing us down with these repeated speed bumps, but they're not here to stop you. Because what they're doing is putting you into a state where you have to listen deeply, intently, and you have to be incredibly present. And it's the openness that's being asked of you through the course of this month, which can feel vulnerable, but also deeply empowering, because what's actually happening through the course of July is the universe is bringing more choices to the table for you. And it's perhaps choices that you didn't anticipate, you didn't expect to necessarily be in a position to reflect upon, but nonetheless they're showing up now. And as we make our way towards the full moon in Capricorn, just right at the beginning of the month on the 3rd, lighting up that 8th house of you, you have the sense of reinvention, a rebirth coming in. Now there's an intensity to the 8th house. So the culmination of energies around that full moon might feel on an emotional level in Cancer season for you a little overwhelming. But the Hierophant comes in with a sense of structure and almost like an ability for you to kind of anchor into something and remind you of what you've learned. Yeah, what you've learned. But he also shows up by way of asking you about this devotion, about this commitment. And, the whole theme around commitment will show up in numerous ways for you as you navigate through the month of July in your personal close relationships, what you're committing to for yourself, and, where you're being drawn and guided towards exploring new things that you may well wish to invest in. I think there's a sense of new ritual and ceremony that sort of opens your mind and your heart and helps to bring you home if you feel a little wayward as you're sort of trying to ride these waves of this first part of the month. But remember, where we have both Mars and Venus in Leo up until the 10th, this is a sense of, I know what I want, I know what it's going to take to achieve it, and it's that inner passion and inner light that will keep driving you. So you have to respect your process. It's unique to you. You can't control how others see you. Truly their perception of you is a reflection of themselves. So you have to release that and keep moving. you're not meant to be slowed down by the distractions and interferences through the course of this month. What's meant to slow you down is the inspiration and the little seeds of opportunity that are showing up. So the devil is coming in and reminding us that, the conflict that we can feel sometimes as we try to allow this new version of ourselves to kind of really bed in. It's almost like you've outgrown something and it's like tearing at the seams of your own life and you're trying to break free. And yet, perhaps there are old comfort zones, old beliefs and patternings, perhaps even people, things that are sort of, in your environment and your pathway that are falsely distorting, what the true reality is. Like I said, what you see isn't all there is. And so, I see this as a sort of, in a way, a little bit of a battle as you try to kind of exercise that degree of sovereignty and freedom for yourself. And you may feel at times called out, but truly, that is a distorted truth. And, what's wrapped around that is very much wound energy. So keep that in mind as you may come across the paths of different energy that's being projected towards you. We need to remember, of course, we're all moving through our own healing journey. And when we're in relationships of any nature, we're dealing with not just our healing story, but also theirs. So their triggers, their wounds, their patterns. And it's really easy if we're not anchored and we're not grounded and we feel a little kind of in that state of flux regarding things in our life to start to take on, or to become too enmeshed in that energy. And that's the thing that can start to cause doubt within us. And so realizing what's mine and what's theirs will really help you to sort of bring that energy into the light of day, to truly see it for what it is. You have to say and have the guts to say yes to the things that are pulling you forward. The universe is then going to deliver this grace for you, and then you get to sit in this beautiful gratitude as you watch some of the magic unfold. So this is not here to put a locked, closed door in front of you. It's here to show you something about yourself, because we're having to return, even where you thought you'd let it go, even where you thought you dealt with it. Here comes the knock at the door, the surprise, like, hey, I'm back. And that can feel frustrating. It can feel disempowering, but at the same time, it gives us another opportunity to really resolve it, because that's what these retrograde transits are about. They're about resolution. Yeah, they're about resolution. So the acceptance that things can never be what they were is also something that's coming up for you through the month of July. But different can also hold really valuable treasure. So we don't want you to shut down, because the Knight of Cups is showing here that you're kind of crossing over this threshold. And then it's an emotional threshold in a way, as the water flows here. But it's powerful. It's quite a defining moment. And as you do, there's like this new vision quest that sort of is sparked. And, what we're also seeing is that there is the advancement of curiosity, of interest, of opportunity coming your way, whether that's showing up professionally, platonically, romantically. There is recognition or people that want to explore, the uniqueness that is you and what you have to offer and what you have to share. So if there is chaos, if there is discord, if there is uncertainty, so too exists the simplicity, the harmony, the deep knowing, and the kind of the opening up of this heart energy to allow this sense of flow, which absolutely kind of dovetails into this path of devotion that we see you gaining mastery and honing your craft and realizing what's important to you, because there may be this reordering of your priorities as the second house of Cancer really asks you, what is it you value, Gemini? And how do you value yourself? And how are those two things working in tandem together to really help create the type of life that you deserve and that you are entitled to? So we work our way towards the 9th and 10th, and we'll see the asteroid goddess Pallas Athena shifting into the sign of Virgo. Following day, Mars moves into Virgo. So we have a whole new strategy forming here. And it's one that's deeply grounded, very present, very nurturing. It wants to create harmony between mind, body, and soul. It asks you not to wage war on yourself, not to become overly critical and overly sensitive, which is easier said than done in a month that, you know, everything is about how we're being triggered, because that's all coming up to be dealt with. Yeah. However, this opportunity to realize something that I'm doing is not working, something that I'm approaching in a certain way is becoming more harmful than helpful to me. And now is the month to address that. And I might not get it right first time. I might have to experiment a little. And I'm not going to get hard on myself if the first time it doesn't work. But ultimately, what that state of mind, what that openness, what that presence delivers for you is an opportunity to totally renegotiate terms. Terms with yourself, first and foremost, Gemini, but also terms with other people, with situations that are just not serving you anymore. Your 9 of Pentacles is coming in, and it's just like you're about to kind of enter in this gateway, this portal. And I feel like this is building and leading us up to Lionsgate very much, you know, where something's manifesting powerfully for you. And that's why the crossing of the threshold is kind of driving this energy. So there's no going back here. We have to renegotiate. We have to relook at absolutely everything and say what is and what is not working. And sometimes when we think we want something, or we miss something, or we crave something, it's about the feeling that we're craving, not necessarily always the person or the thing. So, you know, there's lots of questions to be asking yourself as you go through this month. And when we hit the 17th, the North Node will move into Aries, and the new moon will come into Cancer on the same day, right? So we're going to have this reset, and we're going to have this opportunity to kind of orientate ourselves towards this highest expression of our destiny, working with these themes of Aries, really having the courage and the confidence. This is what I'm saying. If you've got the courage to begin, you have the courage to succeed. And the 9 is telling me, you know, there's a self-resiliency within you that's coming to the surface. And I think, again, that will help in terms of any negotiation or discussion or revisitation of a strategy or an approach. Now, we definitely need to be fluid with that, especially, you know, over the next few weeks, as even though we want to devote and commit to things, there is this kind of we want to wait till we really come out of these transit, you know, especially the Venus retrograde, yeah, to kind of ensure that there's a state of permanence, or there's something that we can really trust and invest in. Until that point, everything is still moving and shape-shifting. Now, that can be used to your advantage, yeah, so that if you start to stumble across things that feel even better to you, or new information comes to light, or more things unfold, you can then go back to the table and go, actually, I've changed my mind. This feels better, or this is what is now going to work best for me. So July is an opportunity to really be open and experiment with all of that. But there's a sense with that 9 coming through that you end up in a stronger position than what you may be feeling into, and any sort of vulnerability that is shown actually ends up giving you this empowered position, because what we see is things coming together or coalescing in a way that helps you to feel that there's access to more abundance. Now, abundance can really span so many different things, whether it's your energy, whether it's your resources, your creative vision, you know, an abundance of love, you know, whatever that is. But there's a sort of defiance and an independent sovereignty that comes through with that energy of the 9 that says, I can do this, I will do this. There may be, you know, parts of this journey I need to walk alone, or there may be opportunities for me to kind of really see what I'm made of without this sort of influence of others. Because remember, like, the distractions and the interferences through the course of the next few weeks may be well-meaning people, but they're not walking in your shoes. Yeah, they don't have that unique set of circumstances that you're dealing with, and you can share and you can hold space and kind of listen. And I think the listening is important, and you can really receive so much insight. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, the decisions and choices that you're making through the course of the next few weeks are directly linked to your soul purpose, your blueprint, and what you're meant to be doing. And nobody else can really reveal that to you. Your King of Pentacles is looking on here, a sort of ever-present energy, whether that be a person or whether that just be almost this sense of a surety and certainty that what you're feeling into, like that inner compass that's guiding you, you can really believe in. Yeah, this is the opportunity for you to help yourself and really ask, what am I hungry for? Because when you ask that question, your soul is going to show you. It's going to say, this is what I'm yearning. Yeah. Now remember, where the inner you changes, your outer world has to change to reflect that. So if you're meeting the chaos and the discord and, things just feel all over the place through the course of July or beyond, it's as a direct result of the fact that you have outgrown a version of self, okay? And you have access to a sense of feeling more secure. There is benevolent energy, generosity that wants to come forth from this energy of the King of Pentacles. What I like is if we interpret the Knight of Cups by way of an offer or something, that comes to the table that's coming from a place of interest in you, I then want to say that it feels more rooted and tangible, because sometimes that Knight of Cups can feel a little wishy-washy, right? It's kind of like it's, hot one minute and cold the next. So we have it strengthened with the King of Pentacles that suggests, this is something to pay attention to listen to really explore. Okay, but at the same time, you don't also seem distracted by it. And I think that's also important, because if there's certain things that you feel called to focus upon, devote to, be inspired by, learn about, invest in, then, there's a reason that that's meant to be happening at this exact moment in time. Like I said, this is a month of exploring, experimenting so that you can evolve. These people or situations, they're all playing a role right now. Even the devil, like everything is here to play a role in, the play of your life. And when you understand that, then it can help release you from the attachment of how certain things are coming across, whether they feel good or they don't feel good to you. If the energy comes across positively and, and is uplifting, or if it feels like it's tearing you down and draining you. Everything is an experience and a teachable one at that. And so we make our way towards Leo season, and the same day the sun shifts into the sign, Venus is going to station retrograde. We've been talking about it the last couple of months because you've been working with the themes. So it might not feel like a huge surprise in terms of what really starts to land now through end of July into August. And remember, things can come around in beautiful ways with these retrogrades as well. They can deliver as many blessings as they can lessons, and especially where, for example, in your prosperity, your money story, you've done the work. Here's where we can get unexpected money flowing towards us, money owed to us. You can get recognition for work that has been done in the past. You can also have people coming back into your life that have reformed and changed, now giving you an opportunity to reconnect and go to a whole new level because you're ready at a soul level to receive that. But where there are experiences where we feel like we've let go and we haven't, then that's what also will come back around. And that can feel painful, and it can feel intense, and it can feel like we're questioning everything. But, Chiron shifting retrograde the next day. And these are transits, the Chiron we work with annually, right? So it's not anything that you haven't come up against before, but we go deeper and we hit another layer of that healing. And, that's an opportunity to resolve something within yourself. We clean the wound out. And then we feel a sense of relief and a catharticness with that, even though it may feel like, well, I don't really want to go through that again. Yeah. So if you're new to the channel, Gemini, we look at the last 3 cards in our extended version of the reading. You can find the link in the comment and the description box underneath. I talk for another 25-30 minutes. We'll also look at a personal question and a relationship card for you. I'm going to go ahead and pull some clarifying cards. We're going to see how this is going to affect and direct that next reading if you're joining me. So we look at the 8 of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming in. You're really seeking substance, not anything surface or shallow through the course of this month. I have to share something with you guys, honestly. Like, I just lost my my golden retriever at solstice, and she's connecting with me so strongly. She promised me she was going to come through in the Gemini reading, and there she is. So okay, Hierophant, what do we have here? 3 of Wands. We have the King of Wands. Let's put one more there. 7 of Wands. Okay. What about this Devil? 8 of Wands. High Priestess. There's your knowing, yeah? You're in a really strong position to kind of see it for what it is. You know, it's not blindsiding you. 3 of Cups. Okay. So, Knight of Cups, we have 6 of Swords. We have the energy of the Lovers. And the 2 of Pentacles. Empress coming in with that 9, that's beautiful. And the Knight of Wands. Okay, let's put one more there. 5 of Cups. Knight of Swords, Hanged Man. King of Cups. All the decks that I use, guys, are listed in the comment and description box underneath. And this month, you know, I also create every month like soul meditations to support the soul stories. And we have one on heart healing. And we also have one that's exploring, like, if you're really sensitive to the solar flare energy, then this is also going to be helpful for you. So you can check them out. Again, everything is always listed below the videos. So if you're new to the channel, Life Soul Vision Oracle is my own personal deck, and I use that every month also. You can check that out over on my website. If you enjoy my work, please do have a look also at Moon Musings, which is my transmissions, my downloads, my poetry that can support you in your moon rituals, your soul work. Okay, we've got Sacred Soul Union coming through. We have Energy Conversations. We have Golden Ribbons of Light. We have the Spirit Owl, Sacred Secrets. We have the Gathering. Heart Energy. Beautiful cards, Gem. Okay, I'm also going to pull from the Ocean Dreams Oracle, and we will see what wants to come through. Restful pause. Beautiful energy around that. Okay, and finally a Goddess energy. We'll explore the messages around these in the extended if you're joining me there, yeah. Aphrodite, feminine power. Beautiful. I embrace my sensuality and deepen my inner love. I seek the beauty in everything. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate and value your support. Please make sure you subscribe, drop me a like and a comment. For those of you joining me for the extended, we will continue this cosmic conversation, see what more we can unearth for you. And I'll see you again next time. Have a beautiful